Hey there, movie lovers. Welcome back to Rocky Watches Movies. Today we're diving headfirst into the hilarious world of the 1988 comedy classic, The Naked Gun. This outrageous spoof of police procedurals, packed with slapstick humour, absurd gags, and of course the legendary Leslie Nielsen, has become a comedy staple. But there's more to this film than meets the eye. How much do you really know about its making? So grab your files of Police Squad and let's search 20 things you never knew about The Naked Gun. The original title for the film was deemed too similar to another police movie franchise. The Zuckers and Abrams, collectively known as Zaz, were informed by Paramount Pictures that Police Squad was not an appropriate title due to its resemblance to Police Academy, which released Police Academy 5, Assignment Miami Beach in March 1988. The filmmakers were then provided with a list of 20 alternative titles and chose Naked Gun as it promised far more than it could ever possibly deliver. George Kennedy had long wanted to work with the Zuckers and Abrams. In his memoir, Kennedy, who played Ed Hocken, recalled, "The first time I met Zaz, the three of them were in their office at Paramount, and I read a headline from a newspaper in their waiting room. Legless boy cartwheels downhill to save dad. There was a pause, then eruptions of laughter from all, and we were friends." Kennedy had initially been offered Lloyd Bridges' role in Airplane, but couldn't as he was busy working and earning well from his involvement in the ongoing Airport movie series. Kennedy wasn't particularly fond of the filming process though. Multiple takes were required to truly capture the essence of the humour. In an interview, the veteran actor explained, "If I tell you a short joke and you laugh, you are laughing at the joke as we see it in the movies. You see it once. But believe me, if I tell a joke 40 times in front of a camera, it isn't necessarily even funny anymore, it is painful." While Kennedy reportedly enjoyed being part of the franchise, he could have done without that particular aspect of the process. The filmmakers drew inspiration from several older films. The scene of Priscilla Presley gliding down the stairs was borrowed from the 1975 film Farewell, My Lovely, starring Charlotte Rampling and Robert Mitchum, with the comedic twist being her fall. The assassination attempt on Charles de Gaulle in The Day of the Jackal inspired Zaz's plot involving an assassination attempt on Queen Elizabeth II. Other sources of satirical inspiration included Mad Magazine, the Dirty Harry films, and the cop series M Squad. Oh, and let's not forget Q from the James Bond franchise. Priscilla Presley had no prior experience in comedy. She was cast by Zaz for the same reason as many other actors. It heightened the humour of the dry parody. Presley had previously worked on Dallas, and Zucker often joked that the only issue with her casting was when her ex-husband Elvis visited the set. Before Presley landed the role, the producers considered casting Bo Derek as Jane. But after her breakthrough in the sex comedy 10, Derek went on to star in a series of critically panned films directed by her husband, John Derek. Weird Al Yankovic's cameo was a dream come true. Police Squad was his favourite TV show, and he would have been happy with just appearing as an extra in the film. When the Zuckers learned of his fanhood, they wrote the scene featuring him on the plane. And staying with Weird Al, he took his dates to see the movie without revealing that he was in it. According to Yankovic, his dates flipped out when they saw him on screen. He always wore the same Hawaiian shirt as his character in the film. Here's another little tidbit about Weird Al. He would go on to sing the title song and direct the title sequence for Spy Hard, another spoof movie starring Leslie Nielsen. The Naked Gun features several high-profile cameos, from Weird Al's brief appearance as himself at the airport to baseball players and umpires spotted at the Angels game. In addition to these famous faces, there's another less recognisable cameo. Vincent Ludwig's secretary, Dominique, is played by Charlotte Zucker, the mother of the Zucker brothers.
Nice beaver.
If you're enjoying the video, a subscribe to the channel would be better than a good beaver joke. The actress who portrayed Queen Elizabeth II, Jeanette Charles, made a living as Queen Elizabeth II's impersonator. She got her start in 1971 after commissioning a portrait of herself as a gift for her husband. The artist later commented on her striking resemblance to Her Majesty in an interview. Charles went on to appear as the Queen in numerous TV shows and films, including European Vacation and Austin Powers in Goldmember. She turned down a role in Ali G in The House, though, because she felt the scene was disrespectful. She retired in 2004. Nielsen performed for the actual Queen Elizabeth II in 2005. Both were present at the Saskatchewan Centennial Gala, which celebrated Nielsen's birth province in Canada. The actor performed for a crowd of 13,000 people, including the Queen herself. The Naked Gun theme song was played at Nielsen's funeral. He passed away on November 28, 2010, at the age of 84, and was laid to rest in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Dominic House's theme played as the Canadian Mounted Police carried his coffin. At the end, when the villainous Vincent Ludwig falls off the side of the baseball stadium, he gets run over by a bus, then a steamroller, and finally trampled by a marching band. But he wasn't the only villain from a 1988 comedy to meet their end under a steamroller. The antagonists in A Fish Called Wanda and Who Framed Roger Rabbit also got flattened by steamrollers. The producers decided to cast Mexican actor Ricardo Montalban as their German villain, Vincent Ludwig, after seeing his performance as another villain. Montalban had previously played the title character in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, a role for which he received widespread praise, and is considered one of the greatest villains in Star Trek history. Given the rapid-fire gag rate of the finished product, it's hard to imagine the film could fit any more jokes. However, there was a joke in the original script that was cut. Initially, the hospital was called Our Lady Who Never Got the Pickle. However, as a devout Catholic, Ricardo Montalban was offended by the joke and politely asked the filmmakers to remove it. They complied. The climactic set piece in the film takes place at an Angels game. However, the scene was actually filmed at Dodger Stadium, which the Angels haven't called home since 1965. According to a club spokesman, the Dodgers didn't want to take part due to the on-field brawl in the film. However, they were happy to rent out the stadium for filming. Jay Johnstone played for the Mariners in the film, and he was 3 years retired when it was released in 1988. Ironically, though, the Mariners is not one of the 9 teams for which he played. The first team that he played for in 1966 was the Angels, and the last was the Dodgers in '85. When Frank is disguised as an umpire at the baseball game, the batter swings the bat back and hits him in the face. This gag was suggested by Mel Brooks, a contemporary of the Zuckers and their closest rival for the title of the world's greatest spoof filmmaker. It was John Houseman's final film role. He portrayed the driving instructor. Houseman had previously collaborated with Orson Welles on the infamous The War of the Worlds radio broadcast and on Citizen Kane. In 1974, he won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his role in The Paper Chase. A week before The Naked Gun was released, Houseman also made a cameo in Scrooged. The painting destroyed by Drebin is a copy of Thomas Gainsborough's The Blue Boy. The original is housed in the Huntington Library in San Marino, California. A reboot of The Naked Gun is set to revive the parody genre with its signature over-the-top humour. Rather than a remake, the film is described as a continuation of the 1988 classic, which spawned 2 sequels and made Leslie Nielsen's Lieutenant Frank Drebin an iconic figure of comedy. The new installment, scheduled for release in July 2025, follows Drebin's son, in a fresh case packed with the same absurd antics. Its full title at the moment is The Naked Gun 4 1/4 Law of Toughness. It stars Liam Neeson as Frank Drebin Jr. and is based on a story written by Seth MacFarlane. At least it's not getting the remake treatment, and if it's half as good as The Naked Gun, it will be worth a watch. And there you have it, folks. You now know a little bit more about The Naked Gun. If you enjoyed the video, which I presume you did as you got this far, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos coming to Rocky Watches Movies. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.